For most of his life, Macaulay Culkin wasn't trying to escape fame. He was trying to escape the childhood that came with it. The world remembers him as Kevin McAllister from Home Alone, the little boy who turned Christmas into a global phenomenon. But behind that unforgettable smile was a childhood filled with pressure, family conflict, unimaginable expectations, and pain that followed him well into adulthood. Born in 1980 in New York City, Macaulay grew up as one of 7 children in a struggling family. Money was tight, and his father, Kit Culkin, had once dreamed of becoming a successful actor himself. When Macaulay showed unusual talent, his father saw an opportunity. By kindergarten, Macaulay was already working as an actor. Auditions replaced playtime. Rehearsals replaced an ordinary childhood. And as his career grew, so did the pressure surrounding the money he earned. Then came Home Alone. Released in 1990, the movie became a worldwide sensation, turning Macaulay into one of the most famous children on Earth. His salary skyrocketed, but so did the expectations placed on him. Before turning 15, he had appeared in My Girl, Home Alone 2, The Good Son, The Nutcracker, Getting Even with Dad, and Richie Rich. But behind the success, his family life was becoming increasingly difficult. At just 15, Macaulay took legal steps to remove both of his parents from control of his fortune. He later described his father as abusive and said his childhood had been dominated by fear and pressure. Then came tragedy. His half-sister Jennifer died in 2000. In 2008, his sister Dakota was killed after being struck by a car in Los Angeles. While Macaulay was dealing with personal loss, the public was creating another story around him. After a 2004 drug arrest, tabloids began portraying him as a troubled former child star. Years later, photographs showing him looking extremely thin sparked wild rumors that he was dying and spending thousands of dollars on heroin. Culkin eventually pushed back. He admitted that he had experimented with drugs, but rejected the exaggerated stories surrounding his life. He explained that he had stepped away from Hollywood because he wanted to, not because he was incapable of working. And slowly, he began rebuilding his life on his own terms. He formed the bizarre comedy band Pizza Underground, took unconventional acting roles, and stayed far away from the Hollywood machine that had consumed his childhood. Then, in 2017, he met Brenda Song. Their relationship eventually grew into a family of their own. They welcomed 2 sons, and their first child was named Dakota, honoring Macaulay's late sister. For Culkin, fatherhood became more than happiness. It became a chance to break a cycle. He has spoken about wanting to give his children the safe and supportive childhood he never had. But there was one person from his own childhood who always represented something different. Catherine O'Hara. To the world, she was simply Kevin's mother in Home Alone. To Macaulay, she was someone who made a difficult childhood feel a little safer. Their bond lasted for decades. In 2023, O'Hara even helped honor him when he received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Then on January 30th, 2026, everything changed. Catherine O'Hara died at 71. Macaulay's response was deeply personal. He shared photos of them from the Home Alone years and their 2023 reunion, beginning his tribute with one heartbreaking word: Mama. He admitted he thought they had more time, that he had more to say, and that he wasn't ready for the loss. For a man who spent decades fighting to control his own story, this was different. There was no joke, no Hollywood comeback, no carefully crafted image, just grief. Because Catherine O'Hara wasn't simply part of Macaulay Culkin's most famous movie. She was part of a childhood memory that still felt warm. And after everything he had survived, losing someone who represented safety may have reopened wounds he had spent decades trying to heal. Macaulay Culkin spent his childhood becoming famous. But perhaps the greatest achievement of his adult life was becoming his own person.